All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Yay!
Yay, we are here. Welcome to Schoolscape IT 2021, and you are coming to us live from our new studio. So welcome. Yep. We really appreciate you taking our time to visit us this afternoon.
Taking your time to visit us this afternoon. If you joined us this morning, it was so great to see you then. If you're coming in for the first time now, this is a jam-packed track, mostly aimed at teachers, but welcome. If you're any part of education, it's so good to have you here. If you know Schoolscape at all, you know that we love education and we love each one of you. So at the heart of Schoolscape, we're all about connection. Usually we like to do that with coffee in hand, face to face. But there's some things that COVID has given us that I think are really good. It's not all bad. We are totally choosing to see the positives. And one of them is to be able to meet on a platform like this that stays live. And we really want to encourage you to be bold, be brave, to jump in, to share your stories over the past almost 18, 20 months now. We know that education has probably been one of the hardest hit sectors. It's been trying and challenging, and we're certainly not out of that yet, but we want you to engage with one another, connect peer-to-peer in your space, and please jump into the chat forums if you haven't. There's discussion topics, there's meetup groups, and we want you to share your challenges, share your successes. I know that there are schools out there that are sitting with problems that are not going to be solved by us or the talks that we're having on stage or the suppliers that we have on stage, but they'll be solved by you guys who have gone through the same battles in your schools, and that you can really help and guide them through it. So yeah.
On that note, two things. Number one is we're going to ban the word, and I'm not going to say it, but it begins with a C and ends with a D, COVID. And if either of us say that word, we know we can't ban it properly, but we don't want to take the focus off it for a bit. So if we say that, as an Ashley or myself, say that word, if you catch us saying it, first person in the chat bar that points out that we have said that word will win.
From here on out.
will win a 500 Rand Takealot voucher. So watch out for it. If you see it, we're running it across both tracks. And part of that is we want to make this just a great experience. And we know it's been a crazy time for you as teachers, and we really appreciate what you do.
Absolutely. On prizes, one thing quickly. Obviously at Schoolscape, we love giving away stuff. Okay, so we went from maybe giving out way too much coffee liberally at our events to giving out way too many Takealot vouchers now, but that is thanks to SonicWall, who's our main sponsor, and you're going to hear from them just now. They're an amazing partner of ours, but we are running a very valuable, wonderful social media campaign. Let's call it that. But actually, it's a great competition. So we really want to change our strategy of how we communicate with schools from Schoolscape perspective. We would like to do less emailing and more communication through social media, so that we can keep you up to date more regularly on things that we are doing, conferences, quick webinars and events for our industry. So if you can and you have social media accounts, can you follow us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram, or like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, and there's a chance that one of you will win a 1,000 Rand gift voucher from Takealot, courtesy of SonicWall. So talking about SonicWall, we are going to bring Ashley Lawrence on. Yeah, I always say this, but SonicWall really puts their money where their mouth is in terms of helping us put on an amazing event for education. But their passion really is to keep digital and this digital transformation and all these things that we're talking about at Schoolscape IT safe. So hi Ashley, nice to see you.
Ashley, while he's finding his microphone, can you hear us? While he is doing that, we are a couple of minutes away from our first main speaker, but we just wanted to ask Ashley, with so much out there in the tech space, and he's going to be talking at the end of today, but Ashley, quick one, why are you excited to be part of this event?
No, we haven't actually found his audio yet.
I think he needs to click.
Okay, so while Ashley found his audio, we would also like to introduce a very precious partner of ours. His name is Kevin IT on my cell phone, but his actual name is Kevin Steenkamp. And Kevin, you can pop on stage if you like. Kevin is the one that helped us actually think out this event. He's also added so much value to this event as it's grown, as it's changed, as it's gone online. He's the IT director at Faramir in Johannesburg. And Kevin, if you're about in the background, please jump on stage.
And he is also a new father, and we keep asking him if they yet have a name for their new little boy, which they don't have.
Nope.
So if you can help guess Kevin's new baby name, I'm sure there will be a voucher up for grabs.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure where he is. It seems we're having some technical issues. Our apologies about this. You can't have a tech show without some tech issues.
Hello, Kevin.
Hi, Pete. Can you hear me?
And Ashley. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
You,
So
you only joined me into the conference with about an eighth of a second to select headset, speaker, outputs, inputs. It was a little
So
daunting.
Ashley, Lawrence, a quick question for you and then a question for Kevin,
Yes.
and then we're going to get on to our first speaker. So Ashley, Lawrence, why are you passionate about this event and what are you expecting?
Passionate about the event because you guys kind of take us to the coalface, really, introduce us to the decision makers within the schools, the teachers, the educators that actually day to day touch the various IT components of a network, and give us the opportunity to kind of explain it's really going on out there and how we can help through our channel partners, how we can help kind of secure you and make education a healthy clean cyberspace.
Awesome.
Brilliant. And then thank you, Ashley. And we really, if it wasn't for Sonic Wall as one of the main headline sponsors, we would not have this event. So a massive thank you to Ashley and team. We really appreciate that. And then a question for Kevin. Have we lost power or something?
No, I'm right here, Pete.
Are you there? Good. You just paused on my screen. Kev, if you want to just explain the tech gurus, I thought that would be cool for you to share with the rest of the audience.
Yeah, Pete. The tech gurus are cool. They're basically people from other schools that are there to assist anybody. So you can book a slot with them. Some people have 15 minutes, some people have 20 minutes. And in the Hoover platform, so on the app or if you're on the desktop, you can go to exhibitors. I mean, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see it says Tech Gurus. And you can just click on one of the tech gurus. They've all come from schools. They've all been through the mill. They've done everything. They've gone through the Chromebooks and the networking and the Wi-Fi. So one of those people will definitely be able to answer your questions. So if you'd like a one-on-one and you just want to chat to one of them and get some feedback and you do work for a school, then I'm going to recommend that you go and book a session with one of them.
Awesome. And I think what's really exciting is we've given them some superpowers. So you'll see on the actual in the Hoover platform under exhibitors, they're right at the bottom. But if you have a specific area in your school that you're struggling with, then go and look under there's only 12 of them, so it's not going to take you that long. And you see they've got superpowers. So if you've got network problems, or if you are looking for a specific kind of software, or if you're looking for a mobile device management provider for your Chromebooks or tablets, and that, they've got unbelievable skills and experience and years of just know-how. So go have a look and join them, and click on their Calendly link and make an appointment. And they're so excited to share in their wealth of knowledge. And
one of those IT gurus is in fact Kev himself. So please connect with him, and we really hope you'll get value from that. All right, it is now, thank you, Kevin. It's now time to bring on our first speaker, and this one I'm really looking forward to. So I'm going to invite Lerato on stage, and while Lerato comes on stage, just a reminder, don't go now, but at the end of the session, golly, I'm battling today, there is on the left, or if you're on the mobile at the bottom, is a community tab. Yeah. So please jump into the community and have a chat. We've had some heated debates around, is HTML actually coding or not? Something also a little bit lighter. We had a big debate around tea or coffee. So I'm a coffee snob through and through, and we're actually going to pop a quick poll. And the poll is going to settle this once and for all, because there were a couple of people thinking tea is better than coffee. So we're going to put out a quick poll, and you can can tell me if you think tea or coffee is better. And then please also in the chat bar say hi and where you're from. We see lots coming through there, so really appreciate it. Keep the questions coming. But that is really enough from us.
No.
I'm going to hand across to Lorato. So when we saw Lorato for the first time, we could not help but just smile. She brings incredible energy. She is from St. Mary's. She's like you. She's out there. She's educating learners. She's working with other teachers. And she told me in one event, she said, oh, there's an app for that. I was, what do you mean there's an app for that? There's always an app for that. So today's session is all about incredible resources for teachers, and we're going to start with Lorato. So,
and it's called There's an App for That.
So Lorato, thank you for joining us. The stage is yours.
Thank you, everybody. There's an app for that. I think we should turn that into a game show. It sounds like a really nice name for a game show. There's an app for that. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Lorato, and I'm from St. Mary's. I am the EdTech coordinator, head of EdTech there. And my passion is working with our Litlies, who scare a lot of us because a lot of teachers are like, little ones, how do you teach them? I absolutely love them. They are ready, and if lockdown has taught us anything, is that we can't hold back. And I do that with my Litlies. I take them on, and they are actually the ones I learn from. So I'm going to share a few apps. These are oldies but goldies. A lot of you do know some of these apps, and I'm just going to share how I incorporate and just, have some conversations. So here we go. And I will be opening up, and there we go. Okay, so as we were told, there's an app for that. And I truly believe that there's an app for that. Any app that allows for kids to have a voice and share their creativity is always good in my books. So before we get started, I live by the SAMRA model. Even today, from the first time I was introduced to SAMRA and Bloom's taxonomy, I believe that they actually help me structure my lessons and help me as a teacher see where I've started, where I'm going, and where I've come from. A lot of you, and hey, shout out to the other tech gurus, a lot of you that I've been having sessions with have been really struggling with the fact that but I'm not doing this, but I'm not doing this. But when the few that I've spoken to, when I show you that you have done this, you have substituted, you have done some augmentation, modification, and redefinition. So we've all moved from where we know tech. We are all substitution. We're all using Google Docs, Pages, the camera app, augmentation, apps like Kahoot, using choice boards, modification, Canva, iMovie, Google Classroom, and redefinition. We're using apps like Book Creator. So I know a lot of teachers feel that they're not where they need to be. But once you start looking into the SAMRA model and actually incorporating it into your lesson planning, you'll see that you are now a tech guru of your own in your own school, or you've come far. So I know a lot of teachers are fearing technology, and lockdown has made it, I have to do it, but I still don't know how. Look where you've come from, look where you're going, and just use the SAMRA model to guide you and help you find your own voice to assist the students in the classroom. So my favorite C's when it comes to finding apps: collaboration, communication, creativity, and coding. Every learner is creative, and we just need to find ways to spark their creativity. Not every learner communicates the same way. Some of our learners hand in work with a video, some of our learners with a voice, an audio note, some of our learners with an art piece. We need to use all those skills and give them that opportunity to express themselves in different ways. They are all different, and we need to let them showcase their creativity in different ways. And of course, coding. Again, I start this from the Litlies. My grade notes will blow you away with some of the things that they do. So don't be scared to work with the kids, to watch them collaborate, communicate with each other. They actually come up with way more amazing things than you could ever think of. I actually steal ideas from them. So Don't tell anybody. So starting off with collaboration, what I did here is I took some free apps, whether you're using an iPad, and that's where we have Pages and Keynote, or using Google. We have Google Slides and Google Docs. These apps allow for collaboration. During lockdown, we all had to find ways for our learners to communicate with each other because they also missed that, and to collaborate still on a project. And I love nothing more than seeing the teamwork come together. And from the little ones all the way to high school, these are oldies but goldies. And when I say there's an app for that, it's also for your little ones. Don't be scared to introduce apps. And if you feel there's no time, how do I do it? I can't. Show your learners the app and let them play. Playing is part of the learning process for our learners. Let them show you how they can utilize the app. There are so many fun ways that they can use all these apps, and let them play. That's my favorite part. Google Slides, the kids can animate just like in Keynote. Pages and Google Doc, you can create some interactive work. They can send work back to you. They can collaborate with each other. Communication. My favorite thing is watching kids hand in work in different ways. From animation, this is Toontastic. I absolutely love it. And now, all you high school teachers, you give these kids these apps, they will absolutely go crazy for them too. So this is not limited to your younger learners. I teach from grade 0 all the way to my grade 10s. And when I show them some of the apps that the younger ones use, they're like, I want to use that app. So show all these apps. And now some apps are free. Book Creator, it still has a free version, but it's paid. Flipperclip is free. iMovie is part of the iPad apps. So don't buy apps until you've utilized all the free apps. This one is Puppet EDU, and it's absolutely one of my favorites. The kids can create a movie, record audio. Again, I have learners who don't feel comfortable standing up in front of the classroom. They're not like that, but then they can create the most amazing work, and using apps like Puppet EDU, or creating an animation movie. And this is another one that I absolutely love, Flipperclip, again, animation. So lucky for me, I have an 8-year-old that I test everything on. And if she can do it, I absolutely know that I can then take it forward and introduce it to the high school girls, grade 7s, or even take it down to my younger learners. Book Creator, we all love and know Book Creator. And again, what does Book Creator allow? It allows for audio, it allows for video, and it allows for images, and it allows for them to draw within Book Creator. Giving student a voice is very important. It's one of my favorite things to do for these learners, giving them a voice and a platform where they can show off. And I'm going to keep repeating this because at the end of the day, it is about our awesome students. And what I absolutely love is looking at a topic, and I'm going to start in my grade 0 to 3 group. For example, if a topic is trees, we look back at the apps that we use. I tell them, you pick how you want to hand in your work, how they want to hand in their project, and they go out, and I get different kinds of things. Even in high school, and from my grade 4 to high school, I do the exact same thing. So I don't limit my girls to hand in or give me feedback in one way. So that's why I have all these apps, and these are apps that I've introduced throughout the term, throughout the month. Now, another fun thing that I do so that it's not overwhelming with my little ones, they start seeing that, wait a minute, all these apps have the same thing, like the grade 0s and grade 1s will notice. Plus means add something, audio, video, or images. So there's a lot of links in these apps that makes it easy for the learners to use. So please don't doubt your kids. They are way more advanced than we ever take them for. And lockdown has made them way ahead. I had a lovely teacher earlier who said she feels like she's behind and her kids are way in front of her. I'm the same way. I'm also being left behind. I'm also trying to catch up with these kids. I'm trying to catch up with my own daughter. So please don't ever feel that you're not doing enough. These kids, I think about myself. When we're at the doctor, I give her my phone, to keep her busy, and she's there playing on some app. So they've been playing. That's the word I'm going to use. We're just now catching up. So all of you, what you're going to do after you've met with your tech gurus, after this amazing session, you're going to go home and play. One that I absolutely love too is Pick Collage. Pick Collage allows for amazing posters. And now we're taking away from all those posters you used to put up in your classroom. Now you get a QR code and you can send those posters that you've made in Pick Collage, and the parents who, you know, for now, parents are not coming into a classroom. So everything I talk about today allows for you to share in the platform that you're using at your school. Seesaw, Google Classroom, or Microsoft Teams. You can share all of this and the parents will feel involved and they'll feel like, you know, getting that experience of walking through the corridors. Coding, beep, beep, beep. I absolutely love and I introduce coding for my littlies again, and it's all about having fun with it. I had another lovely session with a few other teachers who were asking, we saw that you do coding with the little ones, how? It's all about playing. Again, one of the teachers was shocked when I told her, oh, I spend about half a term just doing offline activities. And she was like, no way. Yes, even with my big kids, because they need to understand the whole concept of coding. And there's a lot of schools, there's a lot of teachers who haven't done coding or who don't have the resources. There is so much that you can do offline and have so much fun with it. We made robot hats and they pretend to be robots, and they you know, make a play iPad and you give one instructions. And guess what, guys? I do this with my older kids too, and I think they have more fun. So offline coding is a fun way that I introduce coding concepts to my younger learners. From there, I go on to coding vocabulary. And then I'm just going to go back here. I use one of these apps where they explain what they've learned about coding. So then they're going to make me a poster, put it in Book Creator, and it's all about that communication, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And now we haven't touched an app yet. We haven't touched an app, and we haven't touched a robot, but we've done so much in all these lessons. For the littlies, this is Daisy the Dinosaur. Absolutely loves this one. Love this one. There's also Codapilla, Scratch, Bbots and Bluebots and Swift, and my absolute favorite that I use in my coding clubs and with my littlies and my high school students is code.org, who also give you offline activities to do with your learners. Start them young. They can code from a young age. Creativity. Now, you wonderful people out there, you are also creative. Again, going back to the wonderful teachers that I've been having sessions with in the Tech Guru sessions, if you don't have the devices, but if your students don't have a device, but you have something, you can create something fun and interactive for them. You can create amazing Google Slides and draw them in. When you introduce a new topic, you can use all these amazing apps. Chatterpix is my absolute favorite. You put a mouth in anything, it starts talking. Now, this app, the little ones go crazy for, but I tell you again, my big girls in high school, they find it fascinating that you can put a mouth on anything and make it speak. And again, this allows for my learners who are shy or really uncomfortable expressing themselves in front of everybody. So while your school is in the process of building your device bank, of looking into what devices to use, you as the teacher, let me just go back again, you as the teacher can use all these apps, Google Slides, Keynote, to introduce a topic, make a book creator, and just show them what you're going to be learning. So you can do stuff to draw them in and get them excited and walk through the steps of the app with them so they can see how it works. Then we have Draw and Tell. This app is amazing. All you JP teachers, I highly recommend Draw and Tell. And it does exactly that. They draw and they tell. Space theme. The kids, oh, sorry, let me go back. You can use this app to let them explain. Again, they're explaining a concept. What did they learn about space? What do they want to tell you about the water cycle? They absolutely love hearing their voices. They love listening to themselves. And then you have clips. I absolutely love clips. And they can put all, well, you know, we got to limit the smileys, we got to limit those emojis, but they can get creative. And it was such a nice lesson where the music teacher asked the kids to make a clip with their favorite song, their favorite fast song, soft song, song they want to listen to before going to bed. So all these different kinds of music. And they had so much fun with it, using the songs and the music within clips and playing with the different animations in there. And then you have green screen. I tell you, you're going to have kids traveling here. Once you get green screen going, your kids are going to be with the ladies, with the men. They're going to be traveling. They're going to be on spaceships. I love seeing the projects that come from green screen. And again, it's allowing for creativity. And then we have drawing pad, simple app drawing, and the kids can we did a nice lesson where the kids took pictures of each other and then drew on their bodies parts of pretended to be part of a flower, so they can turn anything into everything. And an app that I've actually forgot to put in here, we use iPads in our school, and the kids use the camera app from the beginning. So that's one of my first apps that I introduce when I give the kids an iPad. They get to annotate, draw on the camera app. They use the camera app and see the possibilities. So while you're still finding your way, there's apps like the camera app. And now I'm going to come back again. Most of these apps are free. You do not have to buy a whole bunch of apps. Play around with all these free apps first. Stop motion, Chatterpig, Clips, those are apps that are free and you can use to spark the creativity in your classroom. Now, when you are you want your kids to be creators. We don't want them to be consumers. That's what we are trying to achieve here. And allowing for collaboration, communication, and creativity and coding, this will allow for them to be creators and not consumers of technology. So I highly recommend that you sit down and look at how you want to structure. And I repeat, you do not have to spend money on all these apps. You do not. There are so many free apps that come with your apps, with your iPads, and there are free apps that you can download. So I'm going to come back here again. Look at the model again. Now that I've spoken about it and shown you some of the ways that you can integrate technology and the apps that you can use, are you now realizing that you're not here anymore? We all have moved away from the teacher that didn't want to touch tech, the teacher that was all chalk and talk. No, we all moved away. You went into substitution, and now you are using Kahoots. You are sending Kahoots to Google Classroom for your kids to give you a test using Kahoot. And you've redefined the way your lessons are planned out. You've redefined how you introduce a lesson and a topic. So I want you to look at this and think, where have you come from? Where are you now? And where do you want to be? And keeping in mind that it's all about the creativity. And the coding I add there because, it's my favorite C, and, I need 4 C's, communication and collaboration. How are you going to use the SAMRA model to help you achieve all of those in your lesson? And I still look back into the SAMRA model. How do I want this app to substitute, augment, modify, or redefine? I look at it and I find the appropriate app for us.
Lerato,
And then
just to let you know, you got, sorry from the voice in the background. This is amazing, and I'm sad to do this, but you've only got 30 seconds left.
Yes. So just so everybody knows, these are some of my favorite apps, and just always know that everybody can create. We are all creative, and everybody can code. And woo, thank you. It's Lerato. Follow me at shipping_Lerato on Twitter and Coding Feminist on Instagram.
Lerato, you're amazing. Turn your video back on for a second. I see your video dropped off. One of the comments in studio here was, I wish Lerato was my teacher when I was a kid. So Lerato, I think you've blown us away. I love your energy. I love what you bring. If you had to choose one app out of all of those apps, like your favorite one, what would it be and why?
It is Keynote. And the reason I say it's Keynote allows for me to animate, allows for me to make interactive slides for my kids, allows for the kids to make amazing transitions. It allows for everything. It's an oldie but a goldie, and it works from the littlies all the way to matric. And it has everything all in one. I can put in my videos, I can app smash all those apps into Keynote. And it's a free app that comes with the iPad. So if anything, get Keynote. It's my absolute favorite.
All right, Lerato, thank you. You are absolutely amazing. I'm going to give you a very hard task. Couple of people have said, listen, is there any chance you can give a list of all of those apps? So I'm going to ask, you are one of our tech gurus. Is there any chance on your exhibitor booth that you've got as a tech guru that you could dump some of these names for everyone?
I am. I was actually gonna compress the whole presentation for you guys, and I'm gonna put in the apps and a few other tidbits on there. So you guys will get something from me where I write free, and I'll write the prices next to the apps, and I'll put 5 stars for my favorite ones. So I am going to put that all together and send it to you guys.
Awesome. Cool. That we can put in a mailer as well, but if you can put it on your expo booth as a tech guru. Lerato, thank you so much. If anyone wants to connect one-on-one with Lerato, please check her out in the tech gurus, which are on the exhibitor booths. Scroll down to the bottom. Lerato, thank you so much. You can drop off. We love that energy. We really appreciate everything you've brought today and the effort. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Brilliant. All right. And then I'm glad to say coffee kicked tea's butt like by 70%. So to all the tea drinkers out there, we still love you. We won't judge you. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring on Matthew Haynes as a speaker, we're going to bring on Dolan. So I'm quite excited today. What we really want to uncover also is some incredible resources for you as schools, as teachers. So we've gone and we've looked for kind of companies that are quite amazing, that we know can give you value. And also for some of them, we're going to ask them quite a hard and relevant question. So I'm going to invite Dolan on stage. Dolan is from EduTech, and I've got this fantastic question for him. I just need to, there's Dolan. Hello, Dolan, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Good, and you, Peter? Thank you.
Good. Dolan, I've got a cracker of a question for you. This is a toughie, so prepare yourself. Okay, why is there a need for personalized adaptive learning in the current learning environment and in the future? So I think big words there is kind of that personalized adaptive learning. Could you talk into that?
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Yes, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Dolan from EduTech Institute, and we focus on, solving the maths crisis in our country, and we also work on digital assessments. Our solutions have been created by the world's largest educational research company. So just to talk to Peter's question there is that, there is a current issue, as you know. Let me just try and share my screen. Sorry. Nope, that's not working. Okay, so there is a situation where people do not there's a gap between the taught curriculum and the learned curriculum. So there's a lot of rote learning and mechanical learning that's going on to classes. So how do we know what the heterogeneity in the class? We don't know that because of the current situation of students. The pandemic, what's creating a problem is that they're getting a bit behind with their work. They have to catch up. And nobody really knows, where the students are at any given point. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a little demonstration of our software called MindSpark Maths, which is a personalized and adaptive learning software, which has been reviewed by the likes of Harvard, Stanford, ID Insights, Brainline. So they were different. So they are three. They're the only three independent sort of evaluation agencies to prove that the software works, and it can give you the most amount of gains for a student. So now I'm going to get into the student portal first, just to show you how that works. So can you see, just 1 second while it loads?
Cool. It's loading. I think if you just go Alt Tab there, Dolan. There we go. No. You were on it. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I can see it.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So this is the student portal for MindSpark. You'll have a login, and the child can go into his topics, and he can see what topics the teachers have set out for the day. So now typically how the adaptive part works, if a child is, for example, working on the topic properties of whole numbers, all right, you can see there's a whole journey for that child to follow through, right? This is a demo login, so you can see the accuracy of this person is 71%, but I'll just continue just to show you what type of questions and how the software for the student actually looks and how it actually works. So it says here, while solving a problem, Tina has to find the answer 24 divided by 4. Which of the following multiplication facts will give her the answer to this, to the division? Now, I will answer this question wrong, all right, intentionally. So what MindSpark does, it's also prescriptive, all right? So it's also explaining to the student why that answer was wrong, all right? So the student kind of gets the concept, all right? And say, for example, you get it wrong again. It'll explain it. So what it does is, as the student is struggling with this particular concept, it'll take it down to the simplest form and explain it to the child what is actually going wrong, sort the foundational gaps, and then bring them back on the level that they should be, which is the grade level. But this is just the front end of the solution. All right, I'm not going to spend too much of time here. I think where the teachers will be excited is actually the teacher portal. All right, but let me just give you a little bit more features here. Is that you've got some worksheets that you can work with, or you can create for your child. There's games that get unlocked. The questions are gamified, and so on. You've got a menu board here. The child can see their rewards, so they get rewarded for Sparkies if they get 5 consecutive questions right, etc. There's a leaderboard here that tells you, how far or how good the child is doing. But this is just the front end. Let me actually just take you now into the back end. So we've got clients like Curo using our software, Curo, the online schools, the DigiEd schools, etc. And I'll show you now why the software is so amazing. I'm actually struggling. Okay, there you go. All right, so this is the teacher login. So teacher will essentially get a login, for their class that they are assigned to. This is an admin login for somebody that's actually overseeing all the teachers. All right, so if you were to see all classes, all right, you can just go in there. Let's just look at grade 9A, right? You can see which topics were activated. All right, you can even prioritize the topics for this child, or for this class, sorry. You can see the progress of this topic. You can even view the report. So if I click on view report, you can see what the progress is like. All right, angles, real numbers, etc. If you want to view these concepts that you are teaching, just to ensure that you are going to be activating the right topic, you can view the sample questions and you'll be able to see that. All right, so that's just on the topic activation. All right. If you want to see your deactivated topics and you want to reactivate it, it's there. Getting back to the home
sorry, just so
screen.
you're aware, you've got, sorry for the voice coming over you. You got a minute left.
Okay, no problems, Peter. Then you can see the usage of this children as well. So you can see the teacher. You can see the teacher usage, and then you can see the class usage as well at the bottom here. All right. Then you want to see, okay, there's 96 students that's not logged in. All right. If you want to go into the students and you want to see, okay, fine, let's just go, for example, to grade 9A students. Let's go to them and see what's going on with that class. So you can see here for the section. So if you want to go and see, okay, let's look at the section. You can even see what the accuracy there is. They have answered 546 questions. They spent 120 minutes. And let's click on the sections that they worked on.
Awesome. Dolan, thank you so much. I think what we're going to do to make life easier. So a big focus from Schoolscape is really to help you uncover resources and tools. We want to introduce you to speakers, to companies, to teachers that can help. So what we're going to do is there's a poll running at the moment. So if you are interested in what Dolan has been talking and you're like going, wait a second, maybe I should actually think about getting that for my school, or I'd like more information, please will you pop on the poll on your right, and it says, would you like more information on EduTech's MindSpark and digital assessment resources? If you tick yes, what it means is we will be live, we'll provide that information, across to Dolan, and his team can then connect with you. All right, and anyone saw a little hand flying in front of the screen? That was my colleague Ashley waving at everyone. Dolan, but thank you so much. We really appreciate you kind of giving us a demo and showing what you can do. It's an amazing product, so thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
All right. Dolan, thank you so much. I can see everyone clicking on that poll, so Dolan will be able to give you more info. So next up, and this one I have to admit, so I see a couple of comments coming in on the chat bar that Lerato has been hands down the best speaker. At our last event, hands down best speaker was Matthew Haynes. So we have a session now for him, and it is going to, once again, like usual Matthew Haynes style, it's going to blow your mind. So Matthew is from SAIETI, and he is just passionate about tech, teaching, EduTech, and you're going to see that as he presents now. So I'm going to swing across to his session, which is going to go live now.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Matthew Haynes, and it is really great to be back doing another presentation for the Schoolscape IT thing. And yes, if you need me, my contact details are up there at the top. I've got my Twitter, my YouTube, and my website there. I am going to be talking today on playing games instead of teaching. Playing games instead of teaching. I mean, that's like really fun. Who wants to teach anymore? Let's just play games. So, okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And before you start phasing out and thinking like, oh man, this is all about gamification and other trendy buzzwords that are flying around. No. There is more, okay? It's not gamification. It's something quite different. In fact, I'm going to be talking about Minecraft Education Edition and something that I did with my classes to teach them computer hardware concepts. So here we go. If you are looking for me from the previous, it was IT schools, what was it? Schoolscape Premier. And there it is there. There is the URL. There is a QR code you can scan. Go ahead and look at that one. That was cool because I spoke about OneNote and how I'm getting my students to teach themselves. It's true, I promise. So go check that out. Right. So anyway, by popular demand, as it said on the website, that's crazy. I am back. I'm back. But yes, unfortunately, you've probably noticed this is a recording. It's not live because I'm not able to be here live. So I'm hoping that this recording is going to go well. And if you just stick with me, bear with me through this session, we're going to be okay. All right. So let us go back in time. First of all, in terms of schools and schooling, how it was back in the day. And this is how it was back in the day. I mean, do you guys recognize one of those kids? Yes. No, not that one. Not that one. There, that one. That looks like somebody I know. I mean, could that be great granddaddy Morgan? I'm not sure. Peter, if you're watching this and you want to know where I got this photo, just let me know. I mean, this you might very well have some extra family tree things you can update in your genealogy. Anyway, moving on. Back in the day, we have got our old school views of teachers like this, okay? This is not a nice teacher. In fact, these are some of the teachers I grew up with. I don't know about you guys, but yes, that actually could be one of my teachers. Anyway, if you wanted to do something in school like that was fun, okay, that was not allowed. Right? We couldn't have fun in school. It was not allowed. And we definitely were not allowed to play games of any kind in school. In fact, this is how it used to be. That's how it used to be. Teacher in the front, board, kids sitting down there, and that is how it was, okay? But how is it now? Well, now it is like this. Here you can see we have color. I mean, everything was black and white back then. We have color now, and we've got technology. The kids are all around. Everything's being grouped together. The kids are engaging with material through technology. And hang on a minute, just go back here. Something is wrong with this picture, and I'm not talking about how clean that classroom is. I never had teachers that looked like that when I was a kid. Yeah, that's better. Okay, back to where we were. So different engagement through technology. So things have changed. The way we are teaching has changed. The way students are learning has changed. So teachers need to change as well. Right, so when you tell teachers, okay, dear teachers, let's try something different. You're probably going to get teachers responding like this, or mostly like this. Okay, but anyway, I digress. Let's get to the point, all right? The point. Okay. Minecraft education. What is Minecraft education and what can we do with it? So I'm not here to talk about Minecraft education in detail. I'm just going to give you a little overview of what it is, what it has, what it does, and how I used it as a teacher in my class. So Minecraft is a game. I'm sure you know that already. If you haven't got kids and you haven't seen other kids playing this, then I don't know where you've been. But this is really an incredibly powerful game. Very basic on the outset. It looks very basic. It's a block building game in a 3D environment. And basically you can build things, you can make things, you can build houses, you can build all kinds of things that work together. There's electronics involved as well with what's it called, redstone. And it's really cool. So here are some of the areas that Minecraft Education Edition covers. We've got science, we have maths, we have coding, we have literature. I don't know what that guy is. That one was something else. That was, oh, you know what? I'm going to just go into here. Here they are. Science, maths, computer science, language arts, history and culture. That's the one I missed. Art and design, digital citizenship, social, emotional, blah, blahs, equity and inclusion. All right, so it's really broad. So when you are using Minecraft in a school situation, you're not just letting them play games. This is the misconception of games in classrooms. You're not just letting them play games. You're actually using gaming for teaching and learning. All right. If you go and have a look at education.minecraft.net, I'll give you the address later on, you will see there are all kinds of lessons available over all these different subject areas which engage the students, getting them to learn and play and create things, build things, and make things that work in this 3D environment. It is absolutely incredible. There, I'm just giving you some screenshots. Have a look there of just the various areas of what we have. Let's put on some elevator music while you go through these. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. If you go into Minecraft, all right, you will notice, like, here's some screenshots from the chemistry. Atomic structures and isotopes. Characterizing, I don't do chemistry, so this is like Greek to me. Circulatory system, element. Anyway, have a look at those. If you are a teacher in any of these areas, there's biology over there. Have a look. If you're a teacher in these areas, or you're running a school and you know teachers who are in teaching this stuff, just tell them about this, okay? Tell them, like, go and check it out. Look at this. Everything in Minecraft. It's freaking amazing, okay? Literature, studies, different kinds of worlds. All of these have been made for education. It is absolutely amazing. Right, back to the point, okay? Back to the point. Let's look at what I did in terms of computer hardware devices, okay? I decided, okay, I wanted to teach computer hardware to my students. This was grade 8 and grade 9, okay? So we were doing basic input and output and storage, input, output, processing and storage as part of a computer system. So here you can see I had all these devices, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take these devices, and I don't have enough devices to give to everyone so that they can really get their hands on it, which would be great. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to design this and build these devices in Minecraft, where the students can go into this world that I create and explore these, and I can give them tasks to do. I can give them a camera and a notebook and a pen, and they can work in pairs or threes or fours or whatever they want, and go around this world and look at all the boards. I've got boards of information, and as they go around this world and exploring these things, they can then start to learn about these devices. And I thought, what would be even better is if I made them the size of an ant, hence the ant. Okay, that's pretty cute. What if they were the size of an ant? So then they were exploring these devices at that scale. That means I would have to go and make these and build these devices really, really big. And I did. It was super, super cool. So I'm going to take you now through this journey, this world that I created for my students. And you can go ahead and check out education.minecraft.net. I'm going to show you now a video of me just going through the world. I'm going to just showcase some of the different areas. I might throw some slides up or actual video of me just exploring the world. And then think about the opportunities of how you can use this in your classes for almost any subject you can think of. So you know what? Let's have a look. Welcome to the computer applications technology world. And this is where my students will begin. I'm busy flying here, so it's easier to get through everything. They start in this little tunnel here, and they work their way along this tunnel. And all the way along the tunnel, they will have these boards giving them information. When they come out of the tunnel, they will meet Sam. Howdy, Sam. And if they click on Sam, whoops, sorry, I'm not trying to kill Sam, then it will tell them, you know, hey, welcome, blah, 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 blah. They can have it read out to them as well, which is pretty cool. All in this world, I have NPCs, non-playing characters, or non-player characters. Here's Keith. So if I right-click on Keith, Keith tells me what I need to do. That's great. Thank you, Keith. You're awesome. I've got boards of information, some rules. This just tells them, you know, this is what these blocks represent, because everything is block based. All right, so here you can see they've got little carts, scaffolding, and so they will get around this world using railway tracks and carts. And what they do, they just go here, they go cha-ching, and they've got a camera, they've got a notebook and a pen, or a quill. There's a portfolio, because they have to keep a portfolio of the work that they do. So any photographs that they take, any writing that they do, everything gets stored in their portfolio. And here we have a cart to get them started. Right. So once they've done that, they will then hop into a cart, and there we go. Automated railway. So they just keep going and cross a little river there. I haven't put fish in there as well. That's pretty cool. Obviously, the students will not be able to fly. They're like ants. Ants can't fly. Flying ants. Oh, I didn't think about that one. These ants can't fly. There is the keyboard. Check it out. It's pretty cool. This was so much fun to make. And everywhere we go, there will be information on the keyboard. So they got to just explore, like, oh, cool. Window key and D, nice. Here is where they'll take a selfie. There's some more information. So you'll see that at every station or every device, there will be lots of boards with information. There will be non-playing characters everywhere, NPCs, to give you more information. And you will have tasks that you have to do to get to the next level. Okay. They have to then solve a puzzle or a riddle, or have paid attention to the previous device and found the clue in the previous device. That is very important, because if they don't, they get sent back to the start and they got to start all over again. So I've made these little puzzles and mazes. I'm going to say from the start, I'm not a graphic designer. So this is like the world's worst mouse ever, but it looks like a little mouse from a distance. Inside the mouse, and they can read all about the mouse, where it was made, who made it, what it's used for. This is inside the mouse. There's a laser tracking thing. That's the laser. They can even go underneath that and look at that as well. That's the back of the computer there. There's the top, little windows down there. There's the system unit there. And here we're inside a computer. Oh my word, it's called the Haynes version 1.0. I like that. And we've got like IDE slots, PCI slots, RAM slots, DIMM slots. Here's the cooling fan. There's a stick of RAM. I won't go into too much detail, just fly over. That's pretty cool. Here we have a USB stick. That's pretty cool. It's a USB 3 because it's blue. Here we have the processor, the CPU, and there will be somebody there that they can chat to who will tell them a little bit more. Okay, so here is the monitor, and you can see I show them how we measure the size of a screen. Have a look at that. That is a TV screen. Now, I mean, who wants one of these in their house? I do. From one station to the next, they explore these devices all in this world, all the while recording the data inside their notebooks, inside their portfolios. And I also put these clues as well, these numbers. These will actually make up a set of coordinates, which they will use later on at the end of the world to actually then find their way back home, where they then have to design and build their own computer component. Here we have a multifunction printer. It's a scanner. A scanner and a printer all in one. It's a multifunction printer. How cool is that? You can even go inside and see where the inkjets go and everything. And then to get to the very end, they got to go through. Here is a wireless router. I made a really cool maze, an underground maze. Ho, ho, ho. Do not get stuck in that maze. And then they will exit where they've got a couple more things to get, and then they will go home and build a working device. And there you have it. That is pretty much what I did in Minecraft, and it worked very, very well, except that the students kept trying to kill each other all the time, which is an indictment on the type of games our kids are playing these days. But anyway, I'm hoping that this will inspire other teachers or principals, headmasters, anyone in charge of digital or development of their school in terms of integrating technology into your classrooms, that Minecraft Education Edition actually can be used in many, many subjects across many learning areas and across all age groups. So if you have any questions, go have a look at education.minecraft.net or give me a shout and I'll try and help you out as best I can.
All right, I have to admit, I love that. That comment at the end that all the kids try to kill each other, that cracked me up. So, spot quiz. Somewhere in that presentation, my colleague Ashley showed, and above her head, it said something. If you can work out what that is and send it to me, you will get a 500 Rand Takealot voucher thanks to Sonic Wall. So you are looking for my colleague Ashley in very small, and then it says something above her head. So if you can find that, Matthew left that specially as an Easter egg for us to track down. But what an amazing session. Matthew, I know you couldn't be live with us, but just love the energy, love what you do, and thanks for making me look so good. We really, I looked amazing. So thank you. We are now going to enter into a next section, which I'm quite excited for. We want to keep uncovering resources for you. So we've pulled in a couple of companies, but before we do that, I'm going to turn off my camera and I'm going to ask all of you to stand up. So I'm not going to stand up now, otherwise it will be an embarrassing shot. So I'm going to wait for my camera to go off. My audio will stay on so you can hear me. And then I want you to stretch, take a second, breathe in, breathe out with the last bit.
And suddenly, Peter Morgan walked in front of the screen. Obviously, we are not used to having a studio here, and we're all highly successful, skillful people that have very little etiquette. So I apologize on this one. Right, this section of the event we're really excited about. We've picked four of some of our favorite digital resources, and we are going to have them come on and show you some of the amazing elements about their platforms and the software that they've built, and that are being used in many schools. So, first up, we are going to start this with a prize because we love giving away things. What we would like to do, our first speaker is MyCyborWall. Now, MyCyborWall has an amazing offering for primary schools. It's a digital resource and it really is cool. And Angela is going to pop on now and she's going to demo it for you. But firstly, we would like to give away a 500 Rand gift voucher from MyCyborWall. And what we would like you to do, if you're a primary school here, this is only for the primary schools, unfortunately. There is something coming for the high schools. But if you're a primary school, we want to know the funniest moment in one line that has happened online with one of your primary schools. So please pop that in the chat and we are going to pick the best one. Well, Pete's going to pick the best one and you will win the 500 Rand gift voucher. Take a lot gift voucher, which means you get to buy yourself something and not something nice for your school. Right, Angela, if you'd like to join me on stage, let's welcome Angela from MyCyborWall. Angela, as a leading provider in e-learning in primary schools in South Africa, I would like you to tell us how MyCyborWall differs from anyone else and how you guys have become so successful. So what I need to note is MyCyborWall has actually been probably our top rated supplier on our okay, that's fine. Apparently, Angela's camera's not working, but she's there. But what I was saying is that MyCyborWall has been a top-rated supplier, at the top most rated supplier on School Advisor for quite a few years. So, Angela, welcome.
Hi there, Ashley. Are you saying that you can't see me and you can hear me?
I can hear you. All I can see is a very pretty purple.
That's going to be a little bit of a problem because my camera is on and my video is on. So I don't know what the problem is. So,
okay, well,
yeah.
Angela, are you going to be doing this presentation
Yes.
with screen share? Okay,
yeah,
then let's just roll with
share.
it. We can hear you clearly, so let's carry on. So, Angela, I'm going to then give the floor to you. Tell us why you've been so successful in the primary schools and how you've ended up as one of the, the top-rated supplier on School Advisor, but also just one of the most well-known digital resources for primary schools in South Africa.
Okay, thank you, Ashley, Peter, and everybody for attending. I am going to try a screen share, so I'm doing that now. It's loading. I don't know why it's so slow.
I can see your screen. You just need to put up your tab or
awesome. Okay, so if you can see my screen, that's at least one good thing. I didn't even need to put any makeup on or do my hair then. Basically is what you're saying. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, let's start off with School Advisor. I think a good starting place is that we did win your top award. And if anybody wants to know what teachers say about us, you can go on and you'll see all our reviews are mainly 5-star, couple of 4-star, and you'll see what teachers say about using us in their schools. So Stuart will post the link in the chat because I obviously can't see the chat. So yeah, MyCyborWall is a very established company. We've been around for a few years. We have schools all over South Africa and also in Eswatini. And we've got private schools, we've got public schools, we've even got schools that are sponsored by corporates, fortunately, for those that can't afford our solution. So I'm going to hopefully you can see my screen. I've just gone onto the MyCyborWall landing page. Actually, can you see that?
I can see that, yes.
Okay, excellent. So one of the things we do, I'm going to give you a quick demo, but we offer very flexible solutions for schools that are at different stages of their technology integration. So you don't need to be high tech to use MyCyborWall, but if you are, it helps and you can do lots of different things. Lorato earlier from St. Mary's referred to the SAMR model, and our platform, the way you use it, You can use it at all different stages of the technology integration. So the other thing that makes us different is that we are a South African product. So despite my Pommy accent, which I have been here for 30 years, my Cyberwall has been designed from resources from teachers in South African schools. So we are wholly South African. We're CAPS aligned, but we're also used by IEB and Cambridge schools, and we cover all the core subjects, as you will see down here. I think one of the things that we do differently as well is we do a huge focus on training and supporting educators to use us effectively. So if you look at the School Advisor rating, you will definitely see all the compliments we get for that. We're also very cost effective compared to textbooks and ebooks and other platforms. So for less than 30 Rand a month, you can get your users, if you have more than 100 users, on a school license using my Cyberwall. We will find the best, most cost-effective solution for you, and we will do a cost comparison as well on your textbooks. Some of the schools have got creative if they don't have budget, and they also make my Cyberwall an essential stationery item, so that gets charged out to the parent and replace a couple of textbooks instead. So all in all, we're a one-stop shop of resources. The main aim is to save educators a lot of time, which I'm sure is something that you would all be really happy about in doing your course prep and also marking work. And obviously, if your learners have accounts as well, they can be actively engaged with the content in many different ways. So I've probably used up 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm just going to show you a few of my Cyberwall's features and benefits. So I'm just going to go into one simple section and show you what can teachers and learners do on my Cyberwall. I'm just going into grade 4 geography. There's a huge thousands of pages on my Cyberwall, but I'm just going to go into one, and here you can see, so what can you do? You can access the content here, and you can display it to your learners on screen, or your learners can access it from their devices at home and at school. We're very easy to navigate, very user-friendly, section by section opens up. Or we did design it originally, my Cyberwall, to be used wholly online, but then teachers were saying to us, well, we want to print stuff. So as teachers do love printing and we are flexible, you can download and print. I just downloaded the PDF there of this section. If you want to do it, you can use it offline as well then. One of the other things we do differently is we allow you to copy and paste content into your own worksheets. So if you want to use some of our stuff and some of yours, it's very easy to do. I just copied and pasted into Word. We have no digital rights limitations there. We also on the site have about 12,000 links, third-party links. Web activities is more your gaming stuff, and videos like YouTube. So we found all this information for you and put it all together in one easy to access resource. Obviously saves you a lot of time. You literally click on it and you confirm, and hey presto, you are on your YouTube video. It's coming up now. Okay.
Country we live in.
Okay, so
with different kinds of people.
Stop.
And plants.
Okay, sorry, I'm obviously not going to play that whole thing. What else can you do apart from going to the videos and the links? Okay, you can demonstrate an exercise, for example, or you can get your learners to do it if they have devices. This is a drag and drop, so this is an interactive one. Most of our exercises, we've got about 4,000, and remember we are only grade 4 to 7, will auto mark. So I'll just show you how this works. Let me just get that one is the Western Cape. Okay, it didn't drag in, there we go. So all you do is you press submit and the answer is there, and you'll see, I'll just show you what the learners see with their answers as well. Just downloaded one earlier. This is a termly assessment, and the learners' answers are indicated as correct or incorrect, and you can see Betty Boop here with her score, how many correct, when it was submitted, etc. So if she had that incorrect, it would be obviously a red cross there. Okay, so you can demo, you can get the learners to do, we've got, I think, 12 different activity types. So most of them will auto mark. The higher order questions are the manually marked ones. So we do have a lot of those as well. And you do have your memos in the teacher's account, which is your answer sheets. So one of the other things you can do, apart from getting, here's your memo. So this would be the memo for this particular exercise. There we go. You can show it on the screen if you like. Is you can assign work to your learners very quickly and easily. I'm just going to show you how it will take you 30 seconds to do this. So I'm just assigning it to a class. I'm going to make it homework. I'm going to leave the description for now, and I'm going to leave the scoring, but you can weight the scoring, and you can give it more than one attempt. Okay, so I have now assigned that to my class, and they would then go into their calendars and access the assessment from there. Okay, so then the other things you can do on my Cyberwall, you can get reports. So you would get a report, for example, here. These are all the assignments I've set here, and you can see the report for the class, who submitted, what their scores are, what their percentages are. Obviously, these are dummy learners and dummy marks, because we would expect our learners to be doing better than 13%, but you can also look at Betty Boop's answers by downloading the PDF. You can export this in Excel, and you can download a report as well. If you want to see individual learners.
Sorry, the strange voice in the background. You have got 10 seconds left.
Okay, so the other thing you can do if you want to be more creative is you can build your own exercises. I have got one 3/4 finished here, but I won't do that for now. But using our templates, you can build our activities after training. So I've given you a whistle-stop tour of my Cyberwall. We're doing a full demo tomorrow at 2:30 on Zoom. So you can go into our booth and join from there. And Stuart is going to post a link to that, or you can have a look in the community. So otherwise, obviously, we can do a private demo for your school if you email us. I think I've covered almost everything in 8 minutes. So yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you, Angela. Yeah, I mean, only like a professional can. I know that 8 minutes is a quick session, but yeah, I really think that it's an awesome platform. And please jump onto that demo. And if you know that you're interested and you would like Angela to contact you, please just enter the poll, click yes, and we will connect you to my Cyberwall. Awesome. So thank you very much for everybody that put their wonderful online scenarios that happened to them in our chat. I really had to compose myself. You can see I'm a bit red. I had a really good laugh now. And so I think probably my best one is definitely the one where the dog pooed next to you. So I can only imagine what you and the kids must have been going through in that moment. You suffering, I think the kids must have loved it. And so Claire Fuller, you get a 500 Rand Take-A-Lot gift voucher from my Cyberwall. Congratulations. Well done for persevering through online teaching for the last year, more than a year. I think from Schoolscape side, we just appreciate you, and we're so thankful for the amount of effort that has gone in from our teachers in South Africa when it's come to hybrid and online learning. Great. So next up, I'm going to invite Jared Molko on stage. Jared, if you're there, you can jump on and say hi. Jared is not your ordinary digital resource, nor is Jared going to be relevant for everyone. But what I want to say is that and I can say this with certainty because I've been exposed quite a lot to Jared's platform at Yenza now, and I keep saying this, but all I wish is that I had exposure to this when I was 17. I'm very glad I ended up at Schoolscape doing what I'm doing, but I did take that graph that goes like career path, and career path definitely was the career path. And so, yeah, Jared and his team has developed an incredible career guidance app. So if this isn't relevant to you, pass it on to your grade 9, 10, 11 staff. It is a phenomenal app. And yeah, I mean, Jared, why don't you take us through some of the highlights on your app and tell us a bit more about it? Not app, platform. Got to get my tech jargon right here. Platform, and over to you.
Cool, thanks, Ashley. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
So we actually are it's actually a mobile web app. So we actually are an app, but there's so much going on in there that, some people call it a platform. Hi, everyone. I know it's late in the afternoon, so I'm going to try and run through this as best I can. The person before me was extremely professional, and I will try to keep the standard up. So we're New Kids on the Block. Our career guidance app is called Yenza. We actually call it a career pathing app, which is designed to give young learners career clarity, help them develop skills and find opportunities faster. Typically, we're working with schools with their grade 9s and assisting them with subject choice, because that's really where one's career journey starts, as well as grade 11s as they're figuring out where to go in terms of their tertiary opportunities, or whether they're interested in entering the world of work. We've been operating now for 1 year. We're in actually 60 schools already, which I'm very proud of, and ranging from, you know, the Hilton colleges of the world, which we actually recently did a case study with Schoolscape with, to your traditional Model C schools, as well as even Quintile 2 and Quintile 3 schools, which I'm very proud of, because that's very core to our vision and our mission, which is to democratize high quality career guidance and career services, because, you know, I believe that that's fundamental to solving youth unemployment and getting people to really thrive and succeed. And time again, we just hear that so many kids leaving school just don't have a good idea of what it is that they want to do. And I find that a travesty. And there is a lot of time, energy, money, mental health that is affected by not having that clear career clarity. So without further ado, I'm going to play our explainer video, which is very new and I think does a much better job at explaining what our product is, and then I'll dive straight into the product itself so you can see a quick snapshot. Just waiting for the screen to load. Do you see anything on your side? I just see the loading button.
Jared, if you could just Alt Tab to that tab, that might work.
Can you see?
Yeah. And then
Can you see the video?
Yeah, and then push play.
Okay, great.
Welcome to Yenza, your career coach, counselor, mentor, guide. Having a successful career depends on making the right career choices, developing your skills based on your strengths, and finding the right opportunities. Yenza helps you do all this and a whole lot more, while making your career journey motivating, inspiring, and exciting. The Yenza pathway has 4 stages: learn, explore, develop, and seek. The Yenza journey starts with learning about yourself through our highly innovative assessments, which are fast, multilingual, and gamified to provide you with deep insights into your interests, personality, and strengths. Explore. Yenza uses smart algorithms to understand who you are, what your strengths are, and matches you to careers you have the best chance of success. We also make sure you only pursue careers that are in high demand. Our Explorer tools are designed to help you easily navigate through careers, subjects, tertiary, and job recommendations to make complex decisions a breeze. Develop. You don't need a degree to succeed, but you do need skills. Yenza members receive discounted access to courses from the most credible skills providers locally and abroad, making you highly employable and helping you land your dream job. Seek. Yenza means commit, and we help those who show us they're committed and determined to succeed. Yenza Assist puts you on the fast track to finding the right opportunities through our select partners across training, coaching, learnerships, bursaries, jobs, and more. With your Yenza CV, nothing will stop you. You'll be able to express the best version of yourself and unlock opportunities throughout your career journey. Yenza is your one-stop shop guiding you towards career success. With the clarity, confidence, skills, and support you need, nothing will stop you from realizing your potential. Your journey starts now.
Cool. I hope you were able to hear that. Now I'm going to jump straight into the product. Ashley, can you confirm you can see it says welcome to Yenza, Jared?
Perfect, Jared. We have it up front and center and clear.
Lovely. So Yenza's very much a self-directed experience. We work with schools. We assign access codes per learner. They log into our platform on any device, and really the rest of the journey takes care of itself. We start off with one of our mandatory assessments. It's called a worker type assessment. This is essentially a vocational aptitude assessment that orientates the individual along a particular career trajectory or career path. And we use the worker type as a way or as an anchor that allows the individual to navigate across the rest of our site. We've got tips and instructions every step of the way. And what we've done in the assessment space is we've really modernized the delivery and the format. For this particular assessment, we use behavioral imagery, and we have a question and we simply say, click me if it describes you and click not me if it doesn't. And then we also have multilingual capability. So people can take our assessments currently in English, Afrikaans, Xhosa, and Zulu. That actually makes us the only multilingual assessment provider in South Africa. We do this obviously because we want to make sure we're getting as accurate representation of the individual as possible, and often language can be a barrier. We use imagery for a lot of our assessments because, as they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words, but it's also far more engaging. It helps for people who struggle to read for meaning, as well as cross-cultural differences. We've done over 60,000 of these assessments to date, and it takes people on average 5 to 7 minutes to complete this assessment, which is extremely
Jared, I'm going to
fast.
chime in here. Sorry. You have 20 seconds left.
Cool. I'm nearly done. Just wanted to show a quick snapshot on this. So I'll just jump straight through to the end. Just to show you a quick view of one of our reports, which are really beautifully interactive. We've got a dashboard where there's lots of other assessments to take. This is where people can explore career matches, subject choices, tertiary options, develop their CV, develop their skills, and then ultimately find opportunities, which is coming soon. And we are doing a full demo tomorrow at 2:30 for people to get a full view of the product, and hope to see you there. And thanks so much for your time, Ashley.
Awesome, Jared, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you on the Schoolscape stage. If you want to hear more about Jared's product, jump on that demo tomorrow. You can go and see that through meetups and in their booth. But yeah, also if you are wanting more information on Yenza, please click in the poll and we will connect you back to Yenza. Awesome. So we are in the home straight now, only a few more little tidbits on that to go. But next up, we have a real, what do we call her? A stalwart. She's been around the block, and not to say she's old, but I'm saying she's super wise. We have Karen Welstra. So Karen, you can join stage if you're there. She's an educational consultant. Most of you will know who she is, I'm sure. She's extremely well known in the industry, and she's going to take us step by step through the Too Simple platform. So Too Simple is one of our big sponsors for the event. They're making this event happen and work for us and work for you guys. And yeah, we're just super thankful for Too Simple and all that they're putting into education. They have done so much in this lockdown. If we talk about digital resources, we have to talk about Too Simple. And Karen, I'm not going to take any more of your time up. Over to you.
Cool. I want to know, is my screen sharing, Ashley?
Your screen is sharing and I can see you beautifully and clear.
So hello everybody, I'm Karen. I'm an independent consultant and I work a bit with Too Simple. So I'm going to share about this resource. I use it with some of the children I work with, and I just love it. So for me, it's looking at learner engagement. So how do we develop this within our students? Well, first of all, by curiosity, by social interactions and relationships, by success in what they do, and about originality in what they are doing. So for me, Purple Mash does that in a whole lot of different ways. They engage with the learners through language and math tools that they that are there for the children to develop in. They've got a range of different skills where the children can develop their questioning techniques, which is something we don't often do within schools. But they can also develop their art and their music skills within this platform. And then you can even look at coding, communication, and collaboration. So there is a range of tools that you can actually work from. If we want our students to engage, we want to develop curiosity. We want active involvement, that they're interacting and feeling that they're really succeeding. We want excitement, that they learn and explore. And we want the willingness to learn, that there's enthusiasm from our students. That whole thing about love of learning that Matthew was speaking about. We want to increase learners' curiosity. So ToQuestion is this incredible little app where you can actually go in and make branched questioning that your students can do really easily. You could create it and start the questioning, or the students can work from the beginning. ToSimulate is another little app where the students can actually go through and simulate different scenarios and solve problems. And then they can even go into ToInvestigate, where they create databases and share their results with other users on the platform. You could use things like ToCreate-A-Story. This is one of my favorite apps in this program, where the students can combine pictures and sounds and animations, and they can record their own voices. It's really an incredible little app. But then there are a range of publishing tools where the students can go in and develop their skills around that. But what about the maths kind of aspects and getting students to look at how they develop graphs with either content they have or content that they are given? And then exploring further in things like ToCalculate or ToCount. We can increase our learners' awareness of the fourth industrial revolution tools inside of Purple Mash. There are a range of coding activities, and in ToCode, there's a fantastic progression of learning. ToGo is fantastic for your littlies, where they're learning directionality, and Logo, well, if you know Logo, it's the same over here. ToAnimate is an app where they can make animations and download them as GIFs. ToDesign and Make is where students can make 3D models. You can print the paper ones or download the files as STL files and 3D print them. Or what about getting your students to make their own digital music or their own digital artwork? Both of those are really great apps. Or what about teaching them to create their own online games that their friends could then go and play? We want our students to be original. So how do we do that? Creating new ideas and looking at things with new perspectives. So increasing their creativity and developing their self-esteem. What happens when we allow our students to be creating original things? So every tool inside of Purple Mash, you can allow your students to be creating their own resources and being creative. Yes, there are resources which you can use and then make. There are hundreds of thousands of resources pre-made, but you can also allow your students to make their own. They could become storytellers in ToCreate-A-Story. They could become publishers using ToPublish or ToPublish Plus. What about introducing blogging to your little children and teaching them about blogging? Or game creators? Or what about developing them as mathematicians or scientists or coders? And so much more. We are just beginning to scratch the surface. We want our children to succeed. We want intellectual success, where they're learning, understanding, and challenging. We want our students to have material success, where they can feel self-fulfilled and say, I created this. We want our students to have emotional success, where they're building relationships and developing their self-esteem. The instant feedback for me has always been a really important tool. I did my honors on response systems, where learners know where they're at and where you as a teacher know, how do I carry on, or do I need to reteach? Tools inside Purple Mash here include ToQuiz, ToRace, which is maths, Text Toolkit, which is a range of different text and language tools, and multiplication. Instant feedback can be given to the students immediately so they can see the response that they've got. This can be done inside some of the text documents or the text toolkits, but also inside to quiz, where they would see their responses straight away and know how they have succeeded. On top of that, they can get their success in terms of knowing it for their personalized reward system. So inside of Purple Mash, there's a reward space where when the students are given rewards by the teachers, these are animations that open up and the students see them. They love getting these animations. It can be related to subjects or topics. You as the teacher decide. We want to develop social interaction and relationships, and so we can engage with them. Where students actually trust their peers and teachers, it becomes really effective. Where they build their friendship groups and where there's pride in showing and sharing of their work. So inside of Purple Mash, there is direct interactions with the teacher. With every single task, they can be sending messages, both typing or as a voice message, and the teachers can do the same back to them. You can get them to collaborate with each other. So within To Write, which is similar to Google Docs, where they can be sharing in a collaborative document. To Race, where they're competing with each other. What about teaching them how to email? There are versions that are even different for younger children and older children, getting them to blog or to connect with each other in terms of mind mapping or sharing information and gathering information with To Survey. Think about how we can get our students to collaborate. Cool.
You got 10 seconds left.
The next, cool. So then we've got display boards, which is where you can share your resources within your students and get them to be accomplished. The teacher can set class ones or student ones. So how do we get our students to engage? Through pride, through insights of themselves and others, and through connections. Thanks, everyone.
Karen, I love that. I mean, I've used Too Simple with my own kids. I know Too Simple. I've known Tim for an extensive period now. And I just think that, yeah, it's an incredible tool. I can't encourage you more to jump onto further demos with Too Simple. You're going to hear from them on Coding Robotics Day because they're doing some incredible Python stuff in coding robotics. But yeah, I mean, for this Purple Mash stuff, I love it in my own home. And I know that I have many teacher friends that are using it. It's an incredible, incredible digital resource. So today is all about digital resources that we know are going to change just the way that you teach, and this is one of them. And yeah, so jump onto the polls, connect with them, but also go into their booth, and they're going to do a demo tomorrow, I think it is. So I know that's going to be amazing. Thank you, Karen. It's always a pleasure to have you, and we'll see you soon, I'm sure. Right. Last two quick sessions for the day, and then we are done. So stick around for two more exciting little inserts. We are now going to have, hello, Jean. I see that you are there ready. You snuck on and preempted me. How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, good, good. Jean, we are going to be chatting about Snaplify. So for you, those of you who don't know, Jean is actually the founder of Teacher Resources that was acquired by Snaplify within their strategy to, and their commitment to supporting teachers more. So now Teacher Resources is part of Snaplify. But yes, we are very excited about how it is expanding and the support that it is providing to schools. So on that point, I think my first question, John, for you, because I have a few, is how exactly are you supporting teachers through this resource?
Okay, so am I sharing the correct screen here? I
Perfect.
just want to know. Is it saying Snaplify Amazing Digital Resources? Okay, cool.
There's amazing digital resources.
Yes, amazing digital resources, awesome. Okay, so yes, Snaplify is committed to supporting educators, and that is also the reason why a teacher was brought on board at Snaplify. And as a teacher myself, I also always try to find ways to support teachers. And one of the biggest ways that Snaplify does support teachers is through the Engage platform. Inside of the Engage platform, we have a program called Teacher Benefits, and this is now teacher benefits with an A. There you go. Okay, and this means that teachers can review copies of textbooks from leading publishers in South Africa. So this means that you can go into the library, you can go to the teacher section, and then find 1,900 books from leading publishers to go and review for yourself. You can use it as an extra resource, or you can just see what's the best content so that you can actually decide what to prescribe for your learners. So I know this is one of the biggest issues that I had as a teacher also, was to see what is the best content for my learners, will this book work the best for them, and so on. So apart from the answer series, we also, whose entire catalog is available for teachers still, we also have all copy publishers, Cambridge University Press, and more to come on board. And you can read that inside of your reader once you've downloaded it.
Awesome. Jean, I think I'm going to jump in with our next question quickly, and then you can continue with the presentation. But this is a biggie, I think. What about ready-to-use materials for teachers? So I know that, I mean, there's specific pressures that have really increased on teachers in the last time, and time constraints. And so I think, do you have ready-to-use materials that schools can use that would save them time in this season?
Yes, definitely. So Teacher Resources is our teacher marketplace. And this is where we've created a space for teachers to share resources with each other. So on this resource platform, you'll find hundreds of free resources, but also I think it's like literally 19,980 resources at the moment, aligned to the South African curriculum from grade R to grade 12, where and it's all made by teachers for teachers. So anything that you need the next day in your class. I mean, we don't always have 5 hours to create the best resources that our kids need, but we have created this platform for teachers, and more than 500 teachers are on board uploading, sharing their resources, and have also made some extra money from selling their resources. It's also great because a lot of the resources are created where there's a need. So when people had to, or teachers had to move to online teaching, and they started creating resources for online teaching, and they started to share that as well. So everything from assessments, boom cards, lesson plans, edtech, lessons, presentations, and it's all created by teachers for teachers.
Incredible.
Yes,
what about resources? Okay, can I jump in there and pose one more question here? My thinking is, what about teacher resources that are for professional development? It's amazing that there's resources for them teaching, but what about their own personal development?
Yeah, and this is I think this has been some of the best news that we've had to share in the last year also. SACE actually launched an e-library with us, so through the Snaplify Foundation, and this is a professional learning or development library open to all teachers who are registered with SACE. So when you go onto the SACE portal, there's a link to go to the digital library, and inside you will find hundreds, or actually thousands of titles of books that it's not just for professional development, but also for reading, for enjoyment. I mean, I helped a bit with the curation of the books to get it in there into this development or professional development library. And it's really amazing the kind of books that you will find there that you won't necessarily even find in bookshops around South Africa. That's up to date, the best resources, the best. And even if you're studying as a teacher and you need the textbooks, it's like everything is there to help you with your professional development, from lesson ideas, how to use edtech in your lessons, everything like that. And I think Kelly will also share a link about the SACE Digital Library now. But yeah, I love this, and I think that it's a great initiative by SACE through the Snaplify Foundation.
That Yeah, Jean, that's incredible. And okay, so any closing comments from Snaplify? We know Snaplify from years and years and years of engagement with you, but maybe you give us a quick overview of what Snaplify has to offer. What is your favorite thing about Snaplify? And you can't sneaky say teacher resources, though it probably still is. But what's your favorite thing about Snaplify?
My favorite thing about Snaplify is really how we, well, actually, I thought about this before, and it's really how well we service our customers and take them, their needs really, really seriously. I think we have the best customer services team in the world. We are available on live chat right at night. We are there to assist teachers when they're busy prepping 10 o'clock at night, so someone to help you. I think that is definitely the main thing that sets us apart. Yes, our product is amazing. Yes, we support teachers, but yeah, we're there to help you all the time.
Brilliant. Can I just say something? For those of you who don't know, there are about 30 or 40 or 50,000 teachers that follow Ornies Online. So Jean is actually the person behind and started Ornies Online. So just an interesting fact there for you.
Yes, I mean, I think after our, I'm not sure which event it was, but it was soon going into lockdown. It was Jean's last day of school, and we had our event the next day, and he popped in, and the sheer sadness of Jean actually leaving teaching that I think he kind of maybe envies you guys out there still a little bit. But yeah, I mean, coming from that background, yeah, Jean and the Snaplify team really are servicing teachers from a teacher's perspective. And I think that's what we love about Snaplify, is many of their support staff are ex-teachers. So they know what you're going through and they're there to help. Awesome.
So Jean, thank you. We appreciate what you do. Thank you for being online. And there is a poll. So if you'd like to get a bit more info on Snaplify, just say yes, and it means we can then ask them to contact you.
Good going. Hi, Ashley. We can see Ashley Lawrence from Snaplify is back on stage.
From Sonic Wall.
Oh my word.
So thanks for being with us. It's been a long day. Ashley, can you hear us? Just make sure you press mute and unmute, and then you should be on.
My apologies.
I can hear you, yep.
Brilliant. Okay.
Oh no.
Would have been good if you didn't hear
sorry,
that.
I did hear that.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, you are into the last couple of minutes here before we mention stuff about some competitions and a couple of things. But what we did realize is there's no point in talking amazing digital resources when security and cyber security is becoming such a big thing. So we know there's a huge amount of risk. So what we thought would be just key, Ashley, if a school is out there and they're starting to use more digital resources, devices in the school, do you have some tips or some thoughts for them on how they can make sure that teachers and their learners are safe?
100%. That's exactly the presentation that I'm just about to give. It's talking about how we can holistically look at your security posture within a school, and some of the activities and partner engagements that we have that will take you on a journey, and that's literally covered in the upcoming presentation.
It'll be coming up in 3, 2.
Can you see my presentation?
Nope, not yet.
No. Should be able to. Let me have a look now. And now?
Nope. Share screen, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love technical difficulties.
Just gives us great time to do ridiculous things. So what should we do? Should we have a one-legged standing competition? I've been wanting to do this whole day. Oh, Ashley, you ruined my moment.
There we go.
There we go. Ashley, we can do the presentation and off you go.
Okay, well, let me just close this screen. So you can see my screen 100%? Guys?
We got it? It looks good.
Okay, 100%. Let's just hope I can scroll down and scroll up. Yep, 100%. So Thank you, guys. Thanks for giving me the graveyard shift. It's always the last class of the day. Everyone's falling asleep. There's no more food, no more sugar in their lunchboxes to keep them awake. So I will do my very best to keep it short and sweet. Starting a day on any of these kind of events or any kind of major engagements that we have, it's always a good idea to quickly have a look at what's on in the news. So I checked in this morning, and again, quick search through one of my favorite kind of engines is around the school attacks and what's going on at the moment. We have 8 school districts, K-12 districts in the US that are currently being targeted. In fact, the threat actor, as it's called, has already kind of published some of the information that they've actually taken from these schools, and that's using the Pfizer, not the Pfizer vaccine, but the Pfizer ransomware at the schools. Also, there's a report that's just come out that kind of echoes what we've been saying around how schools are being targeted specifically by cyber attacks, and what's scary is how much that is increasing year on year. I wanted to bring this up. Obviously, Israel is part of our territory, and we're working with a university, not the Bar-Ilan University, but they are currently, or during the evening last night, when this report was published, they actually had an ongoing cyber attack where the school was having data erased from their systems. So that was kind of crazy. They're running around pulling out network cables, trying to get the school's data protected. And again, our wonderful own South African Transnet in the news, how they were, the ports were being disrupted by a cyber attack. So, carrying on from where Oz left us this morning, how are we going to get started? How are we going to protect these assets? Now, obviously, Oz mentioned 5 things here. So we've got to get ourselves educated. We've got to check our passwords, make sure your AV is up to date, multi-factor authentication, and obviously, how do we keep your clean offsite backups? I actually keep mine, well, I don't say offsite, it's off the net, and it's in my drawer on a physical hard drive. So what I wanted to do is kind of talk about how Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as we as individuals have the 5 steps of our own needs that kind of dictate our behavior, from physical needs through security up to obviously our self-actualization, and how in fact our schools have the same or similar kind of hierarchy of security needs, where we have the initial process where we would have a relatively little amount of documentation, maybe a small amount of security in place, where we need to progress through to a defined processes, where we'd have standards and procedures incorporated, and obviously with a mind to move up to an optimized point, level 5, where we have automated process analysis, and obviously security becomes part of the overall school's culture. So how do we get started with that? So we offer through this URL on the screen. It's very, very small, but if anybody wants to find out more, please click on the polls. Please select reach out to us, or whatever it is that you need to do for Popia, and then you can get some more information. But we offer a free security assessment. It's a zero impact assessment. We actually put a device on your network, and we'll kind of give you a full threat landscape of what's going on your network. So what's that kind of deliver to you? What you've got, we'll give you some kind of a proposed architecture based on your current investments and based on a gap analysis. More importantly, we'll work around your budgets. So what are your strategic objectives? What are your budgets? When do you need to spend? And obviously then you start moving into the project phases. With new and existing products being deployed, and obviously hopefully moving you up to the optimized level within the school architecture. So where do you find the SONICAL partners? Well, their certified and accredited partners are on our website. So you can select South Africa and then do a geolocate, and they're all listed, ranging from platinum through to silver partners. And then you need, and they'll be able to reach out to you and assist you with your security assessments and get this whole holistic security assessment process started. So don't take our word for it. We have reference case studies here. This is Hiberno Discovery Center, our National Science Museum, based in Joburg. They have wall-to-wall wireless and core-based firewalling. St. Dom's, a girls' school, long-standing Sonocal customer with core firewalls, etc. Down in KZN, we have two, Warner Beach and Toti High. There's actually quite a nice video on our website for all those who wish to see. And obviously, closer to home, Pete's Kids School, Renish Primary, a project we did with Gary just a few weeks ago, I think actually a month or so ago.
Yeah.
So that's it, short and sweet.
Ashley, thank you. That was amazing. And I definitely, it's been a massive relief for me as a parent, just knowing what's out there and that my kids are protected. So Ashley Lawrence, thank you for protecting my kids. Thank you also for being our headline sponsor. And thank you for giving away lots of vouchers, Take-A-Lot vouchers. So someone managed to find that little Easter egg in Matthew Haynes, and it was Ashley, there was a tiny photo of her and it said Employee of the Month. So the winner was announced there. But Ashley Lawrence, thanks. And Ashley for Leonard here said we have to do this on one foot so we don't waste it.
Quickly.
So we wrap up. So we're going to try and not fall over.
It's mostly so I could show Pete that I was better balanced than he was.
All right.
And I could do this for ages.
So I'm not going to win at this.
Keep going.
So Ashley Lawrence, thank you so much. To all of our attendees, you have made the end of day one. I'm going to try not fall over, but thank you. Tomorrow we've got a jam-packed day. So if you are joining us in the morning session, we've got 3 schools that are going to demo device management. We've got Microsoft, Apple, and a Google school. But the beauty of it is all of those IT managers are going to be sharing tips and tricks relevant for any school as well. And then in the afternoon, which I think is more relevant for everyone, there are 3 presentations I'm looking forward to. So the one is Ava is going to be doing visuals and the impact of visuals on learning, and she's going to be using some very, very, very cool camera tech to do that. And then after that, we're going to do some dream tech stuff, but Frankie Saliers, who is a teacher that nearly has more energy than Lorato, is going to be on. And the beauty of Frankie is not many people know this, but he is an IDOLS finalist.
Currently?
Vol Idols, but Idols. So he's an amazing teacher, and he, I'm sure, will sing for us. And then to end tomorrow afternoon session, we've got Google and Microsoft, their Lens products to use in your class. And we've got some cool companies and products. So that is tomorrow. And I'm sorry, my leg is getting too tired.
I'm looking at you. I win. Do I get a Take-A-Lot voucher?
No.
So guys, really to close today off, there is a Take-A-Lot voucher up for grabs. There's a 1,000 rand Take-A-Lot voucher up for grabs. For anyone, well, we're going to draw it, not everyone, but for someone that goes onto our social media. Like I said, we want to use this as a strategy to communicate better to our schools. And so if you go on and you like our social media, both either or Instagram or Facebook, whichever you use more, this is where we can communicate to you. There's a chance you can win a 1,000 rand Take-A-Lot gift voucher. And that is, I put my foot down. Like, you last.
I was about to push you over.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We love our afternoon sessions. They always, don't tell the morning sessions. Okay. They're really fun. We think teachers are great. We think teachers are fun. We think that you guys are really leading our next generation into success. And so we hope that some of these resources today are going to lighten the load and help you teach even better in the weeks to come. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening, and yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for your time. And this is that awkward moment before we end.